guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about the entire season of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Alright, so season 1 of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has concluded today on Disney Plus, and season 2 and season 3 are already in the works. Today we're going to be talking about the entire season, specifically about episode 9 and 10, because I haven't talked about those yet, and we take a little back from earlier episodes as well, because I do think that episode 9 and 10, and usually the last episode of any season for that matter, usually winds up recapping the entire season at its best. And I do think that this series did not do a great job with that, albeit it did very good things with other things. That being said, I do think episode 9 is the perfect season finale for this entire season. And I do think episode 10 serves as a good callback and a good in-between for a season 1 than season 2. I mean, episode 10 is great. Episode 9 is great. They back up a lot of things in episode 9. For me personally, I do think they back up like every single loose thread line out of the entire season, and they match things and they weave things together to make season 1 a fitting concluding end. And what I do mean with that is, whenever season or episode 9 concluded, I was like, so what are we gonna do in the finale? Like, the finale is only 25 minutes long if you don't count the credits, because the credits are 1/6 of the entire runtime of these episodes. And then you have this episode where you are like, wait, so they're not wrapping these things up in episode 10, so what are they doing? And then they made episode 10, or they released episode 10 as well. I saw it and I was like, okay, I get it. But it's just a huge fucking setup. They could have made a short movie about it or stuff like that, or I don't know. It kind of fitted with the season, but it also didn't. It fitted because it took things from the beginning of the season and went back for the rest of the season, and they weaved those things together, or woven these things together beautifully. And on other side notes, they completely inherited new things. I really like the thing that they did with, spoiler alert again, Doctor Strange in this last episode. I really liked how they concluded that story. I also really liked how they teased the Sinister Six and how they teased the little white sparkly things on, not sparkly, the little white fingertips on Tombstone for that matter, which I all loved. It's just that the 10th episode wasn't as cohesive to the rest of the story, and it was mostly a setup for these season 2 and season 3 where I sometimes think that maybe they were originally planning to only do 9 episodes, and they just got the 10th to get everyone hyped for a comeback of the series, which I have to say worked. I am hyped for a season 2 and a season 3. I am really looking forward to it, actually. I do think now that the setup has been done completely, I do think they can go all out on the rest of the series. Because, well, the last 5 episodes, including these 2, they were awesome. The rest, I was a little skeptical about. And they concluded it beautifully. It's still a perfect solid 7 out of 10 for me as a series as a whole. Because, well, I was not the biggest fan of the beginning. The animation style remained a little janky until the end, but mostly I only had a real problem with it on Pearl's face. I don't know, the animation didn't really work in there. There was not a lot of shadow work, it was just a little bland. That really didn't work. Fight scenes were beautifully done, and I do like some of the callbacks and some of the inspirations from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even though it is or isn't connected to that at all, which I really do like. There is one face in the sky in the last episodes, which I really appreciated to put it in there, because that kind of sums up the entire Marvel Universe for some reason. I thought like, hey, that's a great little tease you did there, or a great little cameo you saw there. So yeah, as a whole, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man definitely succeeded in what it needed to do. It felt just a little bit too much as a setup to other seasons than it was its entire own thing. Normally, I do like my season ones to be just a little bit on its own, and then they can do all out in season two, just to make sure that if this season fails, well, they at least concluded a part of the story, or they at least concluded some story in season one. And I do feel like they did that beautifully in episode 9, only to tease a little too much in season 2 and season 3. Not too much that I really didn't like what they did, because it was still very good, and it was still a very good episode in and of itself, giving enough hints for Peter to go wherever we want him to go in season 2 and season 3. It's just a little too on the side of the rest of the series. It's just a little here while the rest of the line lies here, and it's just like, oh yeah, we're here too, we're gonna do something too. It didn't really fit with it, even though it fitted perfectly. It's a very strange thing. In the end, it's a perfectly fine series. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I absolutely got more hyped as the series went along. I'm gonna give the series a 7 out of 10. It sits nice, perfectly in the middle of my entire MCU ranking. It's on the bottom side of it, so it's on the top side of the bottom half. Let's just say it's something like that. All right? What did you think of this series? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it, and I want to thank you for watching. Bye-bye.